witches. So we are moving right along in our series all about the lunar phases, and today's lunar phase I want to talk about the Waxing Crescent. 2 days ago we talked about the new moon, and then you got like a very sad video from me yesterday. Oh my gosh. Oh, by the way, I took off the Sanoderm because I was having a little bit of allergic reaction, but that's what my tattoo looks like now, guys. I got the Phial of Galadriel, and it has starlight in it. If you haven't read the books, don't worry about it. Hope everyone's new moon went well and you are confident in the intentions that you set for the month ahead. I'm very excited with working with you guys to manifest some stuff this month. I'm just super stoked. But anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys about the next moon phase, which is the Waxing Crescent. So what does this mean for us in our witchcraft, right? Well, waxing moon energy is cool because it is the opposite of waning moon energy, which I think is self-explanatory, but let's get into it, right? So while we were resting and nurturing ourselves and preparing to do workings during the waxing phase, now that we're actually in the waxing phase, it's time to put those steps into action. Now, I know we kind of started off the month a little bit kind of funny, in that we were in a waning phase and then the new moon came a little bit late. It would have been cool if we started the month on a new moon. Honestly, didn't think about that, but here we are. This is what we're doing. But this phase of the moon, again, the waxing phase, is associated with creation, creativity, abundance, prosperity, so financial stuff, attracting wealth, attracting specific energies, and also with specific affirmations. So if that is something that you are interested in bringing into your craft. I see a lot of witches who have a journal, actually specifically with affirmations on one side, and so that they write in the morning I am strong, I am beautiful, whatever. Oh my gosh, what's that song? I'm healthy, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am that bitch. That's a mood. So they have that on one side. And they have, at the end of the day, what they'll do is write 3 things that they're grateful for, which is a really cool practice. It's something that I actually kind of want to do. So I might just splurge on a journal, even though I don't need it. Let's if you are following this along and you are working on a specific intention that does not match up with mine, because I never expect anyone to do anything that I'm doing exactly. I don't ever want to come across this is how you do witchcraft. If you don't do it this way, you're not a witch. That's not what I'm saying. So right now is a really good time to focus on your individual intention. Think about what it is, just solidify it in your brain. For me, I like to do a lot of meditation work around this time, which I know sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but by focusing on my intention, whatever I set at the beginning or during the new moon, it's almost bringing it out of the realm of dreams and then into reality, in that when I'm meditating, I focus in on my intention and I start to believe it as being truth. So instead of saying I want to transform, which is that's the buzzword for what my intention for this month is, I'm just trying to live a little bit more authentically and just stop being afraid of being myself. So here we are. But for me, the main theme, I guess, is transformation. So instead of saying I want to enact transformation or enact change, it is I am transformed and I am changed. So it's it's a little bit different in the verbiage, but that is a big difference, right? So I open myself up a lot, during meditation, to accept energy from the universe and also give out the intent in that energy. So it's kind of this exchange. And I know that sounds really esoteric and kind of weird, especially if you're a beginner. I know it's really hard, but it is a great way to kind of solidify your intention. And I find that I'm more apt to work towards something if I'm really if it's at the forefront of my brain. I'm yeah. I think that makes sense for most people. I hope it does. So if that meditation and visualization thing just isn't working for you, if it's a little bit too esoteric or not something that really jives with your practice, a more mundane way of approaching this this moon phase is by getting a planner and writing it all down. Get it onto paper, put it from your brain into reality by writing it down. I really like that. I think it is a very a powerful thing to do, to bring something out of your imagination and put it into reality. I think that's there's something about that just is really core to my practice. But it doesn't have to necessarily be a planner, but maybe a flow chart or something, a step from point A to point B. It doesn't have to be a step from point A to point Z, don't get me wrong. It can just be a little thing that you want to do this month, and that is awesome. But I think that having a solid plan on how you want to accomplish something is really, really important. Now, this is all being said by a Virgo, and I love planning things, so but I think that it is good to have kind of a compass, right? A direction to go in the next couple of days, or in the next few days leading up to the full moon. So this is the time where you've kind of planted the seeds on the new moon, and now you're kind of watering them and waiting for things to sprout at the point of the waxing crescent. Again, for me personally, like my intent is to like live more authentically and like transform myself. I happen to get a tattoo. My arm is so swollen. This looks absolutely ridiculous. This is a fresh tattoo, guys. If you have never been tattooed before, this is actually, it's a little bit more red because I had a weird reaction to the Sanoderm stuff. I have like an adhesive thing, and it's usually fine, but whatever. So it's not usually as red as this, but this is normal, don't freak out. But anyways, I transformed a part of my body on the day of the new moon, which was completely coincidental. I did not realize I had scheduled the appointment that day. And I was like, oh, that's a weird thing to line up, cool. And so that was like kind of a very transformative act. I've started doing yoga in the mornings. Like that's gonna be something that I'm gonna do just to like strengthen my body. I think that's really important to me. And just to like, you know, get more in tune with my body and stuff. I've also decided that I will no longer be eating meat. I have decided to become a vegetarian. I think I have mentioned that before, but today is day one of all of that. So no meat. I externally, like I have made a Pinterest board for what I want my fashion, like what I want my wardrobe to look like. I'm going to revamp my wardrobe a little bit. In terms of like magical stuff, I have come up with a system of deity work that I want to do throughout, like on a daily basis. And I was always pushing like deity work to the end of the day, but I'm a morning person and I have to get up early anyways. So I've started doing deity work in the morning, and it has worked amazingly. So that's another thing that I am transforming about myself, is just kind of getting into the more regular practice of stuff. And yeah, so it's just like a lot of little changes that are all kind of like I want to start enacting. And I've been like putting it off, and I don't know why I'm doing that. Like I don't know why I'm holding myself back. So that is a very long-winded rant. I'm sorry, I've had a lot of caffeine. But yeah. So I hope that kind of like brings some light into the waxing crescent. Again, like a lot of creative magic, a lot of like prosperity magic. If you are interested in doing prosperity magic, this is a great moon phase to do so. I personally do a lot of prosperity magic leading like closer to the full moon, but now if you are working like a spell from the new moon to the full moon, now's a good time to like maybe start. And yeah, I hope that answers some questions about the waxing crescent. It's a pretty cool moon phase. It's like the most iconic. Like I have one like on the back of my neck, and like tattooed on the back of my neck, sorry. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. And if you are patrons, I'm going to be posting a crap ton of content tonight because I have to go do something and I did not film anything in time. So I am still editing the rest of these videos at the time that this is like going up. I have posted like a ton of moon content, and I will be doing some other stuff on there. I've posted a ton of content, or will be posting like 10 articles of like spellcraft and meditation and some like moon related stuff. So if you are not a patron, definitely go check it out. I have a lot of really fun, interesting information on there that you don't get here. And also I think all of the videos are ad-free over on my Patreon, starting at $1 per month. And I do readings and monthly stuff like that, and spells and spell jars for any sort of patron, depending on what level you pick. So with all of that being said, I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!